Welcome to Days at Dogwood Canyon, a nature podcast brought to you by Dogwood Canyon Audubon Center in Cedar Hill, Texas. This is a podcast that will take you into our 200-acre wildlife preserve in the heart of the DFW Metroplex. Take a quick weekly break with us and get outside with the fresh air, the trees, and of course, the birds. My name is Kiersten, and I'm Center Coordinator Community Programs here at Dogwood Canyon Audubon Center. Welcome, listeners, to our Days at Dogwood Canyon podcast. This is a podcast about nature, birds, plants, and us. We will talk about how we all rely on each other to live our best lives. It's November 2025 at the recording and original air date of this podcast, and we are eagerly awaiting the return of one of our favorite birds to Dogwood Canyon Audubon Center, the brown creeper, Certhia americana. The brown creeper is a small bird at 5 1/4 inches and 1/3 of an ounce. A third of an ounce, yes. That is one tiny bird. Their underparts, belly and chin, are stark white. They have a white stripe above the eye, and the rest of their feathers are a combination of chocolate brown with white spots or white striping. They have a distinctive body shape with a round body, long forked tail, a head that blends into the body shape, leaving the impression that they do not have a neck, and a long downward curving beak. That's a very odd-looking bird, but super cool. Brown creepers breed from the southern coast of Alaska, east to Newfoundland in Canada, and south to the western and northern United States, and south along the Rocky Mountains into southern Mexico. Some spend the winter in their breeding ground, but those that are far north in Canada will overwinter through the central United States, down into Texas, and over to Florida, and along the lower eastern states. They enjoy habitats that include deciduous and mixed woodlands, just like Dogwood Canyon Audubon Center. Let's talk about the name for a moment. Brown creeper. It is a bit odd, and I will tell you a little story involving my coworker. When she first joined our team, I sent a group text when the brown creeper came back to the center last year saying, "The brown creeper is back!" Being new to Audubon and not a birder previously, she was a bit concerned for my safety and asked if she needed to call the police. As birders, the rest of us didn't think twice about the name. But creeper is a word in today's lexicon that describes a person that is creeping around a building with possible bad intentions. So I see where she was coming from. After a good laugh, we straightened everything out, and I explained why this unique little bird is called the brown creeper. This bird has an interesting way of moving through the trees. First of all, it is a clinger, so it holds onto the side of a tree trunk kind of like a woodpecker and hops up the trunk. It only travels forward up a tree. It never hops backwards, and it never faces downwards towards the base of a tree. If a creeper needs to get to the base of the tree for some reason, it flies down to the bottom of an adjacent tree and then transfers to the base of the tree that it needs to be on. Then it will travel upward again. It is one of the funniest and most exciting things to witness. This is where the name comes from. They creep up the tree. What do they eat? Well, with that long curved bill, you might already know what they eat. The bill is perfect for fishing insects out from under the bark of trees. So they eat insects whenever possible, but in the winter they will eat seeds and a few nuts. If you're a bird feeder, you can offer suet or bark butter from Wild Birds Unlimited, and they will eat that. One of the ways they search for insects is to start at the base of a tree facing upward, and they hop in a spiral pattern around the tree trunk up the tree until they reach the top. Then they'll fly down to the base of the next tree and spiral creep up that tree as well. When brown creepers are threatened, they will freeze, often with their wings outstretched. They will remain motionless for several moments, relying on their brown and white pattern to blend into the tree bark. And it's pretty effective camouflage, making them almost invisible. Where can you see the brown creeper at Dogwood Canyon Audubon Center? The best place to catch this little beauty is at the Canyon View area in our visitor center. I will eat my lunch up there in winter, and sometimes between 12 p.m. and 1:30, I will catch a brown creeper spiraling up the large bur oak growing directly in front of the viewing area. It's a great way to spend your lunch and a nice warm place to hang out when winter sets in. Now, I am dedicating this episode to one of our wonderful volunteers whose nemesis bird is currently the brown creeper. Every time Kathy Ritterhouse comes to volunteer with us during the winter, she tries to catch a glimpse of this bird. No luck yet. But this winter, Kathy, is your winter. Listeners, I hope to see all of you out at Dogwood Canyon Audubon Center soon, looking for the brown creeper.